Welcome to Venezuela Insider, the only place in Venezuela for expats, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, investors, travelers, and related internationals. For more information, venezuelainsider.com.
Hi, and welcome again to the new segment of Venezuela Insider. Today is December 9th of 2025, and we have some news to cover, and we are going to start with breaking news that we have today. Just recently, minutes ago, two U.S. F-18s fighter planes penetrated Venezuelan airspace and were inside of mainland Venezuela. Now, I have reported on recent weeks similar events close to the Venezuelan sovereign territory, but this time those U.S. planes were on inside of the Venezuelan mainland, not close to the islands or the airspace, but this time are inside of Venezuelan territory, more specifically between the states of Zulia and Falcon. And the MO was they penetrated the Venezuelan territory and then turned on their transporters in order to be shown, by the raiders. Before that, they were not detected. And if that would be the case, I don't think it was too much to do for the Venezuelan military. So that's ongoing news. Of course, those planes most likely won't do a thing. When it's the real deal, we are not going to hear about it on open source Intel like we are today. Okay, so we have several news to cover, and the first one is actually Trump just gave an interview with Politico, and it was a very important. A lot was discussed on such interview. I'm sorry about the audio. I have to record this on one take, so please bear with me. Anyway, Trump on this particular interview with Politico talked a lot about Venezuela. Actually, the questions were very, were accurate, were sniper regarding Venezuela. First, Trump did not discard any actions in Venezuela. Everything is on the table, according to Trump himself. And when the interviewer from Politico asked how bad you want Maduro gone, and Trump says his days are numbered. He said it previously, and he's reaffirming this firmly. He's not doubling down. That Trump is like a poker player, and this time he didn't, bluff or anything like that. He just flat out said, you know, Maduro's days are numbered. Okay. Other thing, and actually, as a Venezuelan, kind of like it, when he said that regarding the outcome that he wants about with Venezuela, he wants the Venezuelan people to be treated well. And as a Venezuelan, how nice to hear that, especially from probably the most powerful man in the world. But on that, and also he mentioned that the people, the Venezuelan people in the United States, Trump wants that people be treated with respect inside the U.S. Well, I'm saying he's doing a terrible job on that regard. To be honest, as a Venezuelan, that's the nicest thing that I could say on that regard. I mean, Venezuelan people, hasn't been treated pretty well. But for instance, myself, I'm banned to visit the United States. By the way, just thanks to Stephen Miller. So, just saying. By the way, it is what it is. And he said that the people from Venezuela actually treat him well, and I've said this many times. I did a couple of videos just talking about it. That roughly 70% of Venezuelans actually like Trump. According to him, it's 94% that they voted for him, and no, the number is close to 70%. There is like 30% that really has TDS, and we already spoke about it on a previous video, like a month ago or so. So we know Trump's sentiment right now on real time regarding the situation in Venezuela. Other thing, this is another major news that we had. A second whistleblower just flat out spelling the beans regarding the intel that he has in Venezuela. First, we spoke about Hugo Carvajal, and basically he flat out gave, I'm not say it all, but most of the information that is, well, I'm not saying he's a trustworthy guy, but he has access to very privileged information regarding, how Venezuela operates. This time was Cliver Alcalá Cordones. He's a high-rank general. He was a high-rank general on the Venezuelan government. He had actually a bounty of his own that he's already on U.S. custody since, like 5 years ago or so. And this time he was on a similar line that Hugo Carvajal. But this time he mentioned other things, for instance, like the links of the Venezuelan government with Tren de Aragua, and he named names on that regard. Are not household names. I mean, if we're speaking in English, but they are household names within Venezuela, actually. Other thing, he mentions how the intelligence apparatus in the US and in Venezuela works. The espionage, same thing on the same line that Hugo Carvajal, Alcalá said the basically congruent statements. He mentioned even blame U.S. politicians that are on the payroll of of the government of Venezuela. And yeah, I cannot confirm deny. This is allegedly. This is according to Alcala himself. Sorry about the noise again, by the way. And also talk about electoral fraud. But this time he added some pieces compared to the previous statement of Hugo Carvajal that it was quite substantial. That particular open letter, and Alcalá just published a similar letter on the same outlet. I believe is the Dallas Examiner. I believe I don't remember the name of the outlet. It was a paper in Dallas. That's all. That's all I know. So it's up to you if you believe it or not. Now I have to remind you that both of these gentlemen, they are looking for lifetime sentences within the United States, and apparently they everything points out that they are looking to cooperate with U.S. authorities in order to get their sentences significantly reduced in order to spend some time as a free man after they serve their time in jail. Okay, and lastly, we have to spoke about the Nobel Peace Prize. That still, even that is a drama. We already know that Maria Corina Machado, the opposition leader, she has been declared a laureate for the Nobel Peace Prize of 2025. And the ceremony is on Norway tomorrow, just hours after this video is published. And we're still having this drama if Maria Corina Machado, she was on hiding in Venezuela, she's gonna show up or not. We already covered that Machado's mother, Corina Parisca de Machado, she is already in Oslo, and the Panamanian president, Mulino, is already in Oslo. He will be joined by other Latin American presidents like Daniel Loboa from Ecuador, Santiago Peña from Paraguay, and of course, the last but not least, the very famous Javier Milei from Argentina. Other political celebrities, let's put it like this, Maria Elvira Salazar, a congresswoman from Florida, a Republican, she will be as well. And a couple of other major names, top names, will be most likely. And even Maria Corina Machado himself, we still don't know if she is going to show up to the to the ceremony tomorrow in Oslo or not. Supposedly, she was poised to hold a conference and a press, a press conference just hours ago, but it was canceled, delayed. We're still waiting on the official news. So that will be all for today. Thank you again for your attention, and we'll see each other on the next video.
Thank you for watching Venezuela Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media. If you want to work with us, venezuelainsider.com. Thanks again and have a nice day.